Good morning, community. Jill here with North Texas Vegetable Gardening, canning recipes, a little bit of everything. It's going to be blistering hot this week, guys, so we're trying to get everything done in the mornings. And so today I wanted to talk to you that we've done kind of a okra experiment, and I want to tell you what we're seeing here in Texas as to being the most prolific and good growing conditions. Let's talk more. So right here behind me is the Clemson spineless. You can see the plants are already as tall or taller than me. Now let's look at some of their fruits. So here's one still on the plant. You can see it's a very smooth spineless okra. And let's look on through here. You can see it's starting to come in. These are heat-loving plants, and they seem to be doing quite well. So on the back row, I have the Heavy Hitter Okra, which came from the seeds that we saved from our harvest last year. The plants are a little bit shorter, probably about a foot, but you can see I got some fruit coming in back there, and guys, there's some of my purple hull peas that are intermingled. But looks can be deceiving, so let's talk more. So because I was concerned about the germination, I wasn't seeing it in the high tunnel, I did throw some seeds out here in front of my little high tunnel. And guys, this again is the Heavy Hitter, and it's coming up very well. In fact, I'm getting quite a few pieces of okra off these plants here. So, and I want you to pay attention to the spacing. I didn't put a lot of effort in the spacing. Again, I was just testing germination. And once they came up, I just let them go. In the raised bed up front, I also put Heavy Hitter in here, and you can see I have some fruit that's coming up. I need to come in here and harvest these. And I did these sporadically through my bush beans. Now I'm leaving these bush beans in here to dry up because I want to go ahead and get some seeds for next year. But yeah, you can see they're shorter. But guess what, guys? They're producing quite well at this stage. So okra is kind of like your squash and zucchini, especially your zucchini. It's a sneak attack. If you don't get in there and pick them when they're the right size the next day, they're often too big and can get woody. So let's look at the difference here in the fruits. This one here is the Clemson spineless, and this one here is the Heavy Hitter. And you would think that the Heavy Hitter would be a little tough, and then the Clemson spineless, since it's thin, you would think that it would be a little tender. But let's do a taste test. Now I eat my okra right off the vine, guys. Okra is one of the healthiest things you can eat. It literally has nothing in it that can hurt you. There's no fats, there's no sugars, it's high in fiber. So let's taste this one, and you can see it's a pretty good size pod here. It's fine. This is perfect for frying, stewing, putting in your tomatoes, making a gumbo. So far, Heavy Hitter. Super yum. Now let's taste this Clemson spineless. Again, it's pretty thin. You'd think it'd be pretty tender. It's okay. It's got a little bit of a sweet taste to it. And this one seems to be okay, but I will tell you that the texture is not as soft as that Heavy Hitter. I was quite surprised. So you can take a gander on what's inside these babies. We got tons of seed from ours last year, and the way you want to save your seeds, if you're thinking on doing that this year, is you want to let the pods stay on the plant until they turn brown. Now I did do a video on that last year, guys, and we had fantastic success at saving our Heavy Hitter okra. So you can see in the high tunnel, I spaced them about 18 inches apart, which is what the planting instructions say. But these out here in front of the little high tunnel, I planted, I don't know, maybe about 6 inches apart. And again, they seem to be doing just fine and producing just as well as the ones in the high tunnel Ooh, yeah, there's some in there I gotta get. I peeked this morning, guys, and I didn't see some of them. See, it's a sneak attack. But anyway, these seems to be doing just as well as the ones I did properly spaced. Now I have a whole row of our heavy hitter on that back acre, and it's coming up really good. It's probably about a foot, maybe a foot and a half tall. So I kind of expect to start seeing some fruits from that in the next maybe 3 weeks. But anyway, so just keep in mind that this is for our area here in Texas, and our summers are getting more excessive with the heat. It is it's very hard growing conditions this time of year. Tomatoes are going to start going bye-bye. Our squash is just about gone bye-bye. We're going to replant though. And now our melons are coming in. We've got some cantaloupe, some watermelons, some pumpkins. Our cucumbers have just about gone by the wayside. But okra, purple hull peas, and we're hanging on to tomatoes by a thread. But guys, they're going to start producing this week because we are going to be, I think some of our highs are like 107, 108 degrees. And the heat index is awful. Like yesterday we were 94 and the heat index was 112. Terrible, terrible heat. But anyway, so yeah, I wanted to do kind of a comparison for you guys to tell you what's working well for us with our okra. We're going to stick with the heavy hitter for the seasons, for the following seasons to come. And I'm excited to see what it does on that back acre. It is irrigated, so we're able to keep it watered. But yeah, heavy hitter I think is going to be our okra of choice. And this is second generation seeds because we did harvest from our plants last year, so it should get a little bit better each and every year as our seeds acclimate to our environment. And boy, do we need plants to acclimate to our environment, because our environment is very volatile. We're having some very volatile summers and then some of our winters. And so we're sticking with what we know, and I'm impressed with the heavy hitter. I'm liking how it's producing. The Clemson isn't bad. I know that a lot of you are like the Clemson spineless. It's not bad, but for us here in Texas, the heavy hitter seems to be the one that's going to be most prolific, going to stay tender if I can't get to a pod in a day, and that's very important, longer than the Clemson, because once the Clemson gets to a certain size, it really does turn woody. And so yeah, that's the one we're going to go with. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you stay cool here in Texas. Watch your electricity. They've already put out warnings, but yeah, it's hard to get cooled off, guys. It's so hard to get cooled off here. So if you're in Texas, get your stuff done early in the morning. It's 8 o'clock, and we'll be done out here by 10 or 10:30, because that's about all we can stand, and we can't stand no more. So take care. God bless. I hope this helps you. We'll see you soon.